Hi guys, I just wanted to give an update. I feel like I have like a million things going through my head right now. I'm just trying to sort my flatmate's puzzle. She wants just the edges, so I'm trying to do that for her as like a surprise when she comes home. Yeah, I'm also waiting for her to come home so she can unwrap her present for today, because I'm doing the 12 days of Christmas with her. But I screwed up, and our Christmas is actually on Saturday, and which is the 23rd, because I am going to my sister-in-law's house on the 24th, and I'll talk about that a little bit too. But yeah, so I'm doing the 12 days of Christmas, except that in the end, it's not going to be 12 days of Christmas because she's 3 presents. She's not 3 presents short, but I should have started it 3 presents earlier, like 3 days earlier. And so because I didn't do that, she's going to have more presents to open up on Christmas Day, which is fine. I think she's going to have 5 and I'm going to have 5 or something like that. Anyways, I've been thinking so much more about this baby stuff. So interesting. I have so many people who are like totally on my side. But you know, a lot of people are worried about me doing it by myself, which I totally get because this is never the path that I wanted at all. And, you know, I've already given him a heads up that I was looking to having a child by myself. So I don't feel like I need to tell him again. And a lot of people were like, why the world did you tell him in the first place? And it's kind of like how I wish people would tell me that they're pregnant before I hear it through the grapevine. Like, it really hurts through the grapevine to find out these things. I don't know his thought process, and I don't exactly know how he felt about what we were going through, because unfortunately, look, that was not an area that we really talked about. He is not very good at sharing his feelings, and you know, some of that could have been my fault because I was very optimistic in it. But yeah, I don't know where he was, but I do know that in a lot of his relationships, and I don't know whether or not his current one, I haven't been told whether or not she has a child, so I actually have no idea. But I know she is closer to my age, so it's obviously a possibility. I don't even really know what I was saying. I know he wants to be a dad. And I know that's something, you know, he once said to me that like me, all he had, you know, he didn't think about being a fireman or a policeman or anything like that. He just wanted to be a dad. And for whatever reason, unfortunately, that was not something that we were able to do together. And to some degree, I think that's a blessing. I mean, his family, his friends, his family, they'll always wonder, like, would we have stayed together if we had a child? And I think if you would have asked me that initially, maybe I would have said yes. But I don't know for sure if I would have, because a child is not a band-aid to fix what you're missing. And when you already feel like you don't, like, it would have filled a void for a little bit longer, yes. But I think who he truly is, and I'm not saying he's a bad person at all, but who he is, just for the longest time, he I never really got to figure out who he was. And I'm not making excuses for him, and I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. And I know people are like, why the hell do you stick up for him and say these things? Because I honestly don't feel like he got a chance to, I don't know, discover who he was before we jumped into a relationship. And I don't even know if I really got a chance to do that, to be quite honest. Yeah, but that's beside the point. I mean, yeah, I told him because I thought it was important, but I'm not going to tell him again. I know that he will discover it, and I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know what the chances are that I will actually even have a baby, so why would I bring that up to him? You know, like, is it something that I want? Absolutely. And is it something that I want by myself? No. And again, when I go and pick a donor, I'll be trying to pick someone that will want to update, won't push a child away, like, I don't know. We'll just, yeah, want to know if my child wants them to know, and if they're anything like me, they're gonna want to. But yeah, so I've been thinking about, not having support, and that is scary, and I'm hoping it's not like my driving license where everyone said that they would be around for me, and then that's obviously not what happened. I do think that there's a lot of people out there who are my friends who think I'm absolutely insane for doing this again. I think my mom is a little bit weary. I did actually tell her this morning. She kind of, like most people, they don't realize, they're like, oh, but you've already tried that. And, that's what I originally had said, that I had already tried it. But I hadn't really tried it exactly the way that IVF. I haven't tried the original IVF, which is still expensive, but not as expensive as the IVF that I did try. There was no good sperm used. I mean, obviously they found a sperm that was good enough to use, and it did fertilize an egg. But, I could never send those eggs away to be tested to see how they would go for implantation, and I never probably had the tests done that I could have had done. So, finance-wise, what I've thought about looking into, and I know it will probably end up making me go to work sooner. Than the 6 months, because obviously I'll need to pay this massive debt. But if I successfully have a child, but I want to be able to do all the tests. I want to be able to test the embryos to see if they're gonna implant and if they're genetically okay to implant, and all that hoo-ha that I don't really fully understand, but know that there's tests that can help you look into that, and I couldn't afford to do that last time. And so I'm actually thinking about going to the bank and trying to get my credit card taken off my account. I will pay it off and close it because I don't need it right now, and it is more of a hindrance than anything else. And I will, at the time that I want to do this, hopefully my account will be down to about 17,000, maybe 16,000 if I'm really good, and from 30,000, so it'll be almost halfway in like a year and a half, where that's where I should have been sitting at, like probably 2 years opposed to a year and a half. So I'm 6 months, roughly about 6 months ahead in payments. So I would get quite a big, I think when I went to them last time to get whatchamacallit as well, I was on $12 less. So obviously I think that would make a difference as well, or at least should make a difference. I'm definitely not thinking that if I get, it's hard for me to even think about being pregnant. I mean, I know I'm doing this so that I can be pregnant, but I'm also doing it to give me closure on like whether or not I can successfully have a baby, if there's something more going on in my uterus that I don't know about. I mean, yes, I'm very, very regular, and like the previous tests that I've done have all come back completely clear, but there's got to be an explanation somehow of something's going on, and I really want to discover that, so I don't just want to give up on that. And like I've said before, I have always felt like I was meant to be a mom. Like I've always felt it in my blood. Have I felt to be a single mom? Absolutely not. But I mean, if my mom can do it as a 19-year-old with like literally no job and literally no job, or like yeah, and have me as well. Like I'm just gonna look through these again, or a little bit. Yeah, like if my mom can do it, I can do it. Yes, she had support when we were really little with my grandparents. But yeah, I do feel like I will have support. Maybe not the support like 100% need, and I'm going to pull my hair out sometimes. And yes, I am very scared to go through all these appointments by myself, but I don't think raising a child at home is an option for me. Yes, I feel guilty about keeping my mom from a child because she's a great grandma. But I don't really want her boyfriend much in my child's life, because I think any of the negativity that mom has about my niece is making some really bad choices at the moment, but any negativity about that is mostly because of her boyfriend being in her ear, and I don't like the way that he is. So yeah, I don't really, yeah, I feel like if I was at home, obviously I'm not making as much money. I don't know where I would live. I wouldn't probably be able to get a house. If the options of all those things falling into place ever came about, and I had there was a house for me and there was a job for me and I can make a decent wage, and my costs would go down, could I think about going home? Probably. But when I think about home is a lot of stress, and I don't, like, I want to be able to give my child the best upbringing I can without as much conflict. And yes, I'm hoping that I will have a partner at some point in time, and obviously there's going to be conflict every now and again because relationships are hard work, and obviously that relationship would have to be really cultivated and taken care of better than I did the first time around on both party's ends. But when it comes to the family drama, that it's just too much family drama. I don't want them to be this conflict of Christian and Islam. I don't want them to be closed off. I want, my provisional vision to always be there as a parent and for my child as well, to have that as well. And I never had any of that growing up. And yeah, obviously mom never put any pressure on me, and whether or not, she would love me the same if I had chosen to be Islamic or if I had chosen to be Christian. Like, she wouldn't care. She just wants me to be happy and healthy, and that's the same with me. But yeah, just the way that life is and always has been at home, that's why it's not there. And I do have one friend. I mean, I do have my two friends that we still joke that they should. We joked about them coming and moving here, and how they should do that. My ideal world 100% is with those people in my life. I would absolutely love it if that could be reality. And I could raise my children around those two people, and they should know who they are, and their family. But I couldn't live that close to my mom and my dad, regardless of whether it was 2 hours away or 8 hours away. And I feel like I'd be chipping one of them of spending time together. Yeah, I just couldn't do it. In an ideal world, we could all be in a little community, and we've talked about it, and I think that it would be such an amazing... That would be amazing. And there's only one of us that has children. I could see... yeah. That would be my dream. Because I feel the most supported by them. And I hope that they feel that even though I am distant, that my support and love for them is there, and that if I could feel like I could be there in a heartbeat for both of them, I would. They just literally would have to say the word. Please don't. And I would be there. Yeah. Yeah, they would just have to be there. And I mean, the same goes for my cousin. I would love to watch her become a mom and be involved in her children's life and stuff. There's definitely people at home that I can see they fill my bucket, and it would be incredible. But that's not something that I can see. I can't see us all living in a small little town together or whatever, and raising our families together and being that support. I wish I could, but I can't. So that is why home is not an option for me. Healthcare is definitely better. It's similar at home to here probably, but I do feel it's safer to raise kids here. I think we are a little bit too open-minded here, but then we are closed off in some areas as well. And there's areas that we are too open-minded in. But yeah, I do worry about support, but I definitely feel like I can do it. People do it all the time without support. Am I setting myself up for failure? I don't think so. Am I setting myself up for a harder struggle with my mental health? Possibly, but I know how to fill my bucket. I know how to, and I'm in touch with myself enough to know when I need to reach out, when I need to get help. I feel like I've learned and grown a lot in this last year and just even these last few months. And I feel like even these last few weeks, like someone was asking me about like what I was doing for Christmas, and I was able to just be like, oh, I'm going to families for Christmas and not even think about it. And there was other times when I was like, oh, I'm going to see my I'm going to spend time with my ex's side of the family for Christmas because they've invited me. And I feel like this is the first year that I haven't felt guilty about it. I think because the kids have reassured me like they just want me there and it is about them. And my sister-in-law wants me there, and I'm not gonna. I've pushed these people away, and I will say that I have pushed these people away because I want them to be able to concentrate on him and stuff. But I push these people away, and they're the people that fill my bucket, and they're the people that I draw strength on, and I know that they are the people that will be here for me for when I have a baby. And I'm not saying that we need to be around each other all the time, or anything like that, but like they are my support, and they're not going to be around forever. And I need to stop pushing them away because that's only hurting myself and then making me feel guilty for having a relationship with them. And I shouldn't feel guilty for having a relationship with people that I've had a relationship with for 13 years, and for 13 years at the end of it, and now like it's been 6 more years. So like for 18 years these people have been in my life, and the last 6 have not been with him, and that is okay. And I feel like I'm finally, I don't know, I feel like there's a peace about it, and it's just different. I feel like I'm seeing things more clearly, and I'm not, yeah, I can't really explain it really, but I mean, that's where I'm at right now. I'm petrified to go through needles again. I'm petrified to go through these appointments again by myself. There's so much not negativity, but there's so much trauma already surrounded by this that it scares me so much. But like my friend said, I would regret not trying. And I'm going to throw everything at this one, and I'm going to try to get as much money as I possibly can so that I can run all the tests and I can get the answers and I can finally put this to rest. Whether it means I get to hold a baby in my arms or not, I just need this to end. Listen, the ultimate goal is for a baby, and I have got hope that it is going to happen for me. I just need to keep that hope and keep trying and knowing that somehow, some way, there will be a baby. I am petrified of all the needles. I'm petrified to be pregnant. I do not think it's going to be a smooth transition to me. I do not think that this is going to be, oh my gosh, I'm going to love every ounce of it. I do not think sleepless nights and feeling like I'm going to drop from exhaustion is amazing. Like, I am not under the impression that a baby is going to magically do all those things for me. Like, I just want to raise I just want to spend my life with a child. I want to see them walk for the first time, see them sit up for the first time, eat for the first time, walk for the first time, see the world in a different way, in a safe, loving environment, spend time with them and just watch them discover the world and all it has to offer and be their biggest supporter, taking them to like dance or gymnastics or whatever craziness. Tara Lipinski has just messaged me. I have no idea what it says, but she just asked me something about my embryos. I don't have any embryos, so I'll have to get back to her on that. I cannot tell you how amazing it is that I can be in this fertility world with someone like a giant like Tara Lipinski and be on a similar journey. Yeah, it is just, it's mind-boggling. Yeah, anyways, this is getting way too long. And I don't even know if I've answered everything I wanted to answer, but I wanted to let you know, like, this is what I was feeling. I have a lot more to think about. I have a lot more to read. And yeah, my decision is not final, but obviously I am really just thinking that this is what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to try to throw as much money as I possibly can at it and just really try to get some answers and hopefully get a gorgeous little baby out of it. Hopefully a girl. As people know, that is what I really, really want, is a girl. I just want to get some embryos, and I just want to be able to have that opportunity of having a child and just being able to raise somebody and making a difference and learning about the world from them, and just loving someone unconditionally, no strings attached, fully, and discovering a new world that I never had growing up. The safety. Yes, I want to parent, so I will definitely be trying to fill that void for my child somehow. But yeah, I just want to be a mom. I want to be there. I want to go to the camps and go and, I want the Christmases and the birthday parties and the movies and the sleepovers and the baking and the decorating together and the Halloweens and the toys, the parks, the swings. I just want the traveling and the discovering of new things and seeing it through somebody else's eyes. And yeah, I just want all the hope and possibilities to see what this little person could do. And I do wonder if, I think about those other 6 and what they would have become. Like, they would be so old now. It's actually insane to think that they would, the youngest would be 10. The oldest would be about 13. Like, it's crazy for me to think that. But yeah, I just want a family. I just want a family. And that, yeah. Anyways,